American integration, a historical checklist of past and present misdeeds. Let's get into the next topic on our list.
It was the official policy of the United States government until 1968, in my lifetime and the lifetime of 90 senators who serve today. The official policy of this government was to help white people buy homes and to deny that help to black people. And because the federal government had set the standard, private lenders enthusiastically followed in Washington's lead.
It's been more than 50 years since the Fair Housing Act outlawed discrimination in home buying, but more than half a century later, minorities continue to have a harder time purchasing homes than white Americans. Has the Federal Fair Housing Act simply failed America?
It's failed America because it's never been enforced by any presidential administration.
Systematically, over many decades, government policies that encouraged mortgage companies to lend only to white borrowers cut the legs out from underneath minority families trying to build some family wealth. And the result has been exactly what you'd predict. It's contributed to a staggering gap of wealth between white communities and communities of color today.
2017, the home ownership rate of black families in the U.S. was 44%, compared to 73.7% for white families. According to the Brookings Institution, wealth is defined as total assets minus total liabilities. In 2017, black wealth in this country amounted to about 5% of white wealth, even though their income was about 60% of what whites made. The disparity in wealth is because, according to Forbes, equity from homes is the most consistent way to build wealth in this country. But without the same advantages, black people were boxed out of the best opportunity to gain generational wealth for almost half a century.
This goes back almost 90 years now, when the federal government got together with bankers and they literally determined which communities would prosper and which would not. And literally they went in, they drew red and green lines around every community in America, and the flow of capital followed suit. So if you lived in a red zone, it was exceedingly difficult to get a home loan, even if you were creditworthy.
Black and brown folks who are trying to fight this, what can you do? How do you fight this?
Right. Well, you have the right to file a complaint, but that has proved to be a weak remedy.
Yeah.
There are alternative lenders, minority-owned banks, community development corporations, credit unions that have started to try and fill the gap. But our study shows that the scale of the problem is enormous in contemporary America, and there's about a 20% approval rate differential between white applicants and black applicants.
Mortgage discrimination didn't end in the 1960s when formal redlining policies were abolished. It didn't end with the tightening of mortgage rules following the financial crisis. Lending discrimination is still alive and well in America. In 2015 and 2016, nearly two-thirds of mortgage lenders denied loans for people of color at higher rates than for white people. This problem affects both big lenders and small lenders, and it's nationwide. Minority borrowers were more likely to be denied a mortgage than white borrowers with the same income in 61 different cities across America.
Have things gotten any better?
There has been progress around the margins. There are communities in American suburbia that are more integrated than others, but those are the exceptions. 20 major cities in the country in our study fell into the category of extreme segregation, meaning 40% of the population would have to move in order to achieve a measure of meaningful integration. That's how far we are from living together.
We talk about it so often, but we are so segregated in this country in a lot of ways, and that your all's investigation certainly points out.
So do you